Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, no matter where in the world you are joining us from. You have reached the bus station, your destination for fun and excitement here on Bustin' Out. We are the Brunch Busters. I am Bobby Munson, and beside me, Chris Parrish. How are you doing? Happy Sunday to you.
I'm doing well as the new WTF YouTube champion on your show. I'm doing just well.
There you go, champ. But speaking of champs,
we have the brand new Love Pro Wrestling Grand Champion, we have one member of the Rads. We have Lumberjack Larry Woods.
Oh, thank you. You guys are way too kind. And just to prove, like, let's go,
Right there.
baby. We got gold in the
Damn.
house. Let's freaking go.
First time we've had the LPW Grand Champion here on Busting Out as well, too. So we're breaking a new first again here on Busting Out.
Well, and because this is the first time you're out there, we have a tradition here on Busting Out. And we call it the Olay Pod Challenge, actually, which means what you have to do is you have to scream Olay at the loudest of your soul. And you have to give us one of those lumberjack yodels, if you will. But you have to yell Olay to complete the Olay Pod Challenge.
So I got to say Olay at the top of my lungs.
As loud as possible.
Oh, boy. Looks like I'm getting evicted. Let's freaking go. Let me just
grab the title. Grab the title, too. Grab the title.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You're a champion. Raise that bad boy.
Okay. Olay, right?
Olay.
Or Olay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Beautiful.
My neighbors are gonna hate me.
The police have been called and are on their way.
Oh, I hear the sirens already.
I even called them, no. But before we get started, though, Bobby, who's all in the chat that we want to just give a thanks to?
Well, first of all, our good friend, the voice, Joshua Joseph, is up in the house. Go check out all of the work that he's doing there between the In Your House, HOWSE podcast, as well as his show itself. It is a moment with Joshua Joseph. Fantastic. Good to see you here, brother. And Bobby Stats, Bobby Petito coming up in the house, and Ronda Rousey tag team with Marina Shafir versus Ty Valkyrie and Brian Kendrick at Lucha Vavoom last Thursday. Crazy. We will get to that soon, Bobby, because we also got my other video bro up in the house. It is Mr. Basser. Morning, guys. And he says, congrats to the champ.
Thank you.
And of course, we've also got co-host of Taking Over, co-host of Marvel Talk, and also the what are you guys are tied
Wrestle
on
draft.
championships, wrestle draft tied up kind of
Yes.
thing. You know, heading into the rubber match season there on Wrestle Draft with you.
Right.
It's Ed Fry's up in the house.
Yeah. So I guess first things first, Larry, take us through the golden hour that led up to your championship victory. How were you preparing? What was going on through the head on Friday night as you were preparing for the Intangibles, Zoe Sager?
Oh boy. Honestly, it was pretty. Never really slept all that well either. Like honestly, it was definitely more of a mental battle than anything, trying to get prepared for this match. So I don't usually worry about a match or anything like that until the day of, but this one has been like weighing on my mind for a month now. Like it was tough. It was tough to just mentally like see if I can even do this. But in the end, like here we are, right? Like coming up with a game plan, coming up with a strategy, trying to overcome Zoe was more difficult than I even thought it could have been because of just all of her previous victories, whether it be like dirty and whatnot, trying to figure out her tactics. It was tough, and I thought I came in there very well prepared until she gave me a good old dirty kick to the gut. So yeah.
Bobby, do you have any questions for the grandest champion of them all?
For the grandest champion of them all.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious more. I know we were talking a little bit off screen, but for our audience as well too, is just like the moment that you got to share after getting that victory on Friday night there. The talk a little bit about that and what that meant to you.
Honestly, it meant the world. Like, it was very emotional, especially like with the rest of the Rads coming out and all that. Like, we're a very close knit group of friends, so I mean, like, being able to share that moment with them, and then like, it just, we left other companies to for other opportunities such like this. So seeing the success of what that gamble turned out to be, well, here we are. And then just like, again, my mother's in the crowd, so at closer to the end, like, just pointing at her, she was proud. She was incredibly proud, and I, like, 5-6-year-old me was just just super happy. Like, she's the one that got me into pro wrestling at a super young age and everything. So I mean, like, dream come true right there. Whether make WWE, go to any, like, do anything more successful than that. This was like, if I retire tomorrow, I'm happy because I got a chance to share that moment with my mother. So,
and what's it been like working with LPW in general as of late? Like, just, what's the experience been like from start to finish for you in this journey leading up to this championship match? Just working with the different people you get there and everything.
Honestly, it's been very good. There's a number of talent that comes in on a monthly basis or by like monthly basis and whatnot. Lots of new fresh faces, and honestly, it's nice to see because it's like a different perspective. I made a lot of new friends, like a lot of people from BC, like Sebastian Wolf and like Travis Williams. Like, those guys are just full of talent, and being able just to like pick their brains on certain things, or like even bringing people in like Speedball Mike Bailey, like being able to have some interaction with him and whatnot, like pick his brain too. Like, it was fantastic, honestly. Like, being surrounded by other good athletes that, from what I could tell, have no egos. Awesome.
Awesome. We do have a question coming in from the chat from our good friend Bobby Stats. Wants to know if you would like to wrestle at either MLW or it says TNT, but he did correct TNA, which Impact Wrestling formerly. Either one of those pique your interest.
Oh goodness. Okay, so like, I know MLW, I know TNA. Honestly, I would really, I'm a big TNA guy, like from back in the day. So I, just because of the branding, I would definitely want TNA.
Nice.
I've met a couple people from TNA and all that, and like, getting a chance to like meet someone like James Storm too, like unbelievable. So it's like, yeah, it would, just because for nostalgic reasons, it would definitely be TNA.
For sure. Bears.
Yeah, you talk about kind of like back in the day, like watching TNA. Take us back to the day where you decided to become a professional wrestler, and what kind of led you towards that choice, and what has helped you shape you into the champion that you are today, and what does it mean to you, just to kind of reflect now from day one to present day when it comes down to Lumberjack Larry Woods?
So I've always been a wrestling fan. I've always wanted to do this. I never knew what to do to get into wrestling. There's a guy that was on my football team, men's football team, back in 2016. Anyway, he told me about like a mini camp, and I'm like, okay, no problem. And So I got in touch. It was with Monster Pro Wrestling, so I got in touch. Super nervous. I play all the sports, and when I venture out by myself and take a gamble on myself, it's honestly like it's weird. It's weird for me at least. So I remember going to that mini camp, and I'm like, I'm going to do this. I have to do this. So I signed up, went to the mini camp, and honestly, everything just felt super natural to me at least. So go through the bumps, go through like running the ropes and stuff. But the thing that really popped off to me was, what was it? I believe I put a certain someone in a hammerlock, and that was you, Parrish. Put you in a hammerlock, and you instantly stopped, and you turned around, and you're like, who taught you to do this? I'm like, no one. And it's just based off the hands, my hand on your hand. And that right there, I was like, I'm getting it. Because I know you had nothing but praise after that. And you're like,
I completely threw you under the bus. I've never told you that. I'm just kidding.
You totally broke me.
I was like, yeah, this guy's the worst. Yeah.
And like honestly, ever since like that was that mini camp, and then I was kind of at a bad job. Like it was a mid-shift kind of deal, so I could never make practice. But then I finally ran into Cody Blay, like Lil Blay, randomly at a grocery store, and he remembered my name, and I was like, oh, okay, like that's all okay. When you come back to practice, all right, next week I'm gonna make it work. And then just being able to I wasn't a big fan of Lumberjack Larry. I wanted to do something that represented one of my best friends. Try to add his name to my gimmick somehow, but it kept getting shot down and shot down. Finally, I was, oh, you look like a lumberjack. We'll call you Lumberjack Larry. Okay. And then just a combination of everyone that I started training with, a lot of the veterans, like Parrish and Maniac, excuse me, and Sean Martins and Jude Dawkins, Lumberjack wouldn't be Lumberjack without, their guidance and their input on how I should do certain things. Yeah, my friends helped me out quite a bit along the way. So
awesome.
We do have a question from the voice Joshua Joseph, and he's like, I would like to know what personality keeps you going. I know I'm in this business. There are a lot of no responses rather than yes. So what pushes you to keep leveling up?
I want to be able to be that person that people want to go, oh, I want to work this guy. Or, hey, I had a great match with this guy. Or, for instance, if I'm advertised with someone, all of a sudden another wrestler that sees that will reach out to whoever and go, oh, you're wrestling Larry? Oh, you're going to have so much fun with that one. I just want to be a guy that everyone's proud to have a match with or excited to have a match with. So I got to keep on pushing and pushing and pushing. Yeah, that's roughly it.
Who's that one person in the LPW locker room right now that you're eyeing up that you want that one-on-one with?
Oh, that's super easy. Michael Allen, Richard Clark. I want to have that singles match against him so bad. I mean, I bashed his head in with a chair. Well, this is last year already. But every other chance he gets, thumb in the eyes, I've wanted to have a one-on-one match with Mike Allen, Richard Clark for quite some time now. So, yeah, I'd be the one guy.
We got Basser coming in. Don't tell anyone, but when Ben had his curtain call Friday, I got emotional at my kitchen table. Don't worry, Basser. We won't tell anyone.
Yeah, not nobody. So not a soul.
But he wants to know, Larry, will you attack Thaddeus in the future for vengeance?
You know what? If Seven wants to like come cross me, by all means, everyone's game now. Like, you step foot in front of my face one more time. Like, unfortunately, stuff happens. And it's like, I love Ben with a passion. I think he's been an amazing manager, but unfortunately, like, we will honor like the stipulation, obviously, but if they do want to come across, then by all means, like, I'll beat every single one of them down.
Sounds good. And Bobby, just so you know, this is the match we are talking about that happened on Friday. It was Larry who defeated Zoe for that LPW Grand Championship. So you can go check that out, man. It'll be on their Twitch channel right now and coming up on YouTube very, very soon. So we'll watch out for that, and you can check that out.
I wonder if Bobby's even like going in. How about a rematch?
Or a rematch would work too.
Yeah. But yeah. No, you were mentioning Seven because they did get involved in the match with you and Zoe, as well as Reed Matthews. Is there any unfinished business with Reed Matthews?
Ooh, you know what? In the end, I was the one that came out victorious. And with Reed Matthews as well, like, he tried, and every time he got denied. Like, he tried coming in, I believe it was twice, and I hit him with one of my old signature moves, and then he got walloped in the head with a chair by Zoe. So you know what? Like, again, if he's another guy that wants to, like, I'm okay with taking on anyone and everyone. Like, by all means, if you want to come tussle with me, I'm at a whole new level right now. I feel like, come on in. But honestly, Reed got what he deserved, and he got a nice, as a cherry on top, he got a good old chair to the face by someone who is with him. So
we'll line him up, and the champ will take him down is the mantra.
I mean, one name I guess we have to throw, because he did put, I guess, kind of a call out there. Nothing official as of yet, but Michael Richard Blaze said he wanted the winner of the main event, which so happens to be you. I think part of them wanted maybe some payback for the person who took the title from him, but now he is looking towards your site. And I say this because you are the king of the woods, but instead of being the huntsman, you're now the hunter, and now you're being hunted by everyone else. How do you prepare now when you are the one who has to protect your neck of the woods, so to speak, instead of being the one trying to find the next target?
Oh boy. Honestly, it's
I was running out of puns, by the way, for that.
Honestly, I just have to keep the pedal. I got to keep the pedal forward. Like, I have to be more mentally prepared. I have to be more physically prepared. So now it's not, hey, I have this championship. Now I can, like, lay back a little bit. No, it's, we got to keep going. We got to keep going, because we know that people are hungry. We know we have a target on the back of my back. And I've never had that before. Like, every time I had a target on the back of my back, I always had Rich with me, because him and I were LPW Tag Team Champions. I always had someone watching my back. Not saying the Rads aren't there, but now this is a singles title, top of the mountain, king of the woods. Now I have to be even more mentally prepared, more physically prepared, looking over my shoulder and preparing for literally anything and everything. I know Michael Richard Blaze is one hell of a competitor. I've wrestled him a few times. One singles match like years ago now. We're totally different people since like then. And honestly, like I would be thrilled just to show not just him and not just everyone else that, hey, I can wrestle with the best of the best. Zoe was one of them, took down Zoe. Who's next? If Michael Richard Blaze wants to be next, then by all means, he's one of the best wrestlers in Western Canada. So let's go. I'm okay with that.
Bobby, any other questions you have?
Yeah, for sure. So who is that one wrestler growing up that you watched and said, I want to be able to do what this guy does, but, you know, put my spin on it? Who was that influence on you?
Oh, goodness. Well, that would be Matt Hardy.
Okay.
So, a big Hardy Boy fan growing up and all that, and like a Chris Jericho fan, Bret Hart fan, just because of like the technicality. But their high flying ability, like again, the side effects, I use it quite often. And if you could tell, like I'm learning about it like now, but doing a leg drop off the top rope, I don't know how he did that night after night after night, because oh my goodness, my back. The boys, the other ads keep on joking around like, Larry, you're gonna be walking around like Matt Hardy soon. I'm like, oh no.
Coming to a ring near you, broken Larry Woods.
What?
He's a real chip off the old block.
Yeah.
My tailbone hurts right now.
The voice, Joshua Joseph, is coming in. What draws you to wrestling as a fan? Honestly, I would like to hear everyone's response on this if possible. We'll start with you, Larry. What draws you to wrestling as a fan opposed to being a participant?
Oh goodness. Honestly, like growing up, honestly, just the drama. Like I remember Vengeance. I think it was Vengeance or Bad Blood 2005 or 2004 when Randy Orton lost the title to Triple H. This is one of the last matches like I can remember being so emotionally invested because Randy Orton, out of all of those past couple of years of him screwing everyone over and like beating up fucking, pardon me,
No, go for it.
Him against Triple H, Batista comes out, like two other refs come out, and no one's coming out to help Randy Orton. It's just that that fantasy wise, like the story, the drama, like when there's a good storyline in wrestling, I'm invested. Like even like the whole Sami Zayn and the Bloodline feud, like I love that. That was great. Like yeah, drama.
Robbie.
The hobby. Those same reasons, plus the fact that I've always been a combat sport type guy, and the simulation of a combat sport even draws me in. I like legitimate Greco-Roman catch can wrestling. I like MMA. I love boxing. Grew up in a boxing family. Wrestled in high school myself, so I've always enjoyed that aspect. But yes, also the drama and everything in the build to it that makes you want to keep coming back as a fan for sure is always there for me 100%. Parrish.
And yeah, I mean, kind of to mimic both of you, like it's definitely the stories. It's definitely a lot of like the drama, but it's that emotional factor that brings you in. It's one of the few things that can make you feel all the different emotions just like within seconds of each other, because you can feel extremely nervous, you can feel extremely excited, you can feel extremely sad about something all within seconds. And you can take some of the best moments in wrestling, and then you look back on how you felt during that whole went, and it's a roller coaster of emotions. And that's what's really fun. And then when you mix the combat aspect of it with the artistic, not autistic, but artistic part of it, it's beautiful. And like just the ability to take that ring and have absolutely nothing happen, and you're able to make magic, and you're able to just connect with other people through something that you're doing. It's just magical and beautiful. And I think that's something that just makes me so happy, because when you go to a show, you just want to reach out and get high-fived. You just want to you maybe want to touch somebody's championship title, or maybe you just want to go and touch like the ropes of a ring, but you just always are reaching out, and it's so inspiring. And that, I think, is what draws me into professional wrestling.
All great answers. Yeah, and Josh Joseph saying, great answer, Larry. You're gaining a fan over here. So reaching out to the U.S. market now.
Yeah.
Let's go. Love it.
Speaking of emotional parts of professional wrestling, I know in the past, Larry, you and I have had a discussion about your entrance. And one of the beautiful things about the show on Saturday is you put an ode to your past, and you wore your very first ring gear as you used to play football before wrestling.
Yeah.
But there's something a little bit more important about your entrance per se, right? From what I understand. Do you always...
There definitely is. It's like I think I know where you're going with this. So, like, I like to get fired up, like when that perfect song hits, and you just have that intense feeling of jolting right out there, and just trying to be electrifying. And then with adding like, again, like the hat that I wear, it's like that's one of my best friends that ended up passing away, unfortunately. He's the one that gave me that hat, so it's the icing on the cake that made lumberjack like lumberjack. So it's just like making an electrifying entrance, and then having something, a part of that entrance that actually like is very, at least with me, it's very heartwarming. It's knowing that I've got fans here, I've got friends here, but I got like someone even more important with me. So it just, you go out thinking that this isn't just for me, this is for everyone, this is for my friend, like it means something to get people going like that. So I mean, like, that will just get people more excited for a match, even though all of a sudden it might be absolute garbage, but hey, at least that entrance was good.
Well, a lot of people say that entrance is just as important as a match, because it is almost like a first impression to the audience for that match. And you can almost gauge right off the bat, as soon as you go through that curtain, right before you enter that ring, you can gauge how the fans are going to react. And I think that I know we've talked about that in private, and I hope you're okay with the fact that I brought that up. But I do think that is something that, knowing that part of you, really just, let's just take wrestling aside, it just shows how amazing of a human being you are by always wanting to include people with what you do. One of the things I thought was so beautiful was watching you win the title. You almost bypassed the title because you cared more about hugging your friends than lifting that championship, because I know you, and you'd rather celebrate with people than acknowledge something on your own. And I think that is so noble, so amazing about you. And I will tell you this, there are 2 times I cried in this month. One is when my son was born, and one was Friday night when I saw you win that. I want you to know I'm very proud of you. I'm very happy for you. And I'm very much appreciative of you taking the time today to join us.
I really appreciate that, man. Like you've been one of my best friends in this crazy journey. So I mean, like, I really appreciate all that, my man. That's talk about beauty. That's beauty right there.
Yeah. Go with one more question here from the audience, at least anyway. Well, we still got time. Josh wants to know, Larry, if you could have an entrance of your dreams, would pyro be involved? His fandom deepens for this answer.
Oh, yes, it would, but it would definitely be more. I have an entrance in mind. That's all I'm going to say. But I never thought of it with pyro. Now I'm going to be thinking it with pyro. But if it was going to have any sort of anything like that, I think I would kind of go a little old school, like Chris Jericho, like Y2J, kind of like his first entrance. I've always loved his entrance.
Yeah.
The whole arms out, turn around. I've always been a huge fan of that one. And then even like Dolph Ziggler kind of doing his own little touch on it. Turn around, slick back the hair, arms out. I've always, yeah, it'd be the classic like Chris Jericho, pop, 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 pop. And then come on out. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, well, I mean, that must have been the right answer, because now you got a fan, definitely, and Josh Joseph right there.
Let's go.
All right, we got a good question coming in from Basser, actually, we're going to hit you with. Larry, do you have a favorite venue or city to wrestle in? Craziest crowds as well, too.
Oh, yo. Oh, goodness. I wrestled around like Saskatchewan, Winnipeg, couple times at BC. Honestly, I really like the venue at LPW. Like, not to be like biased or anything like that, but just having that second tier. Because I remember the very first LPW, Parrish, you went out there first, and then as soon as I made my entrance right after you, I took like one of those gladiator looks. Like, oh my god, this is so massive inside. And just taking a look up, like, oh, this is amazing. So I'd have to say the Rec Room. Craziest crowd though. I did a shot once over in Prince George, BC. Never been there before. This is like, I've been wrestling for not even a year yet. February, March, April, May. I think this is like 3 or 4 months into my wrestling career. So or maybe 2 years. Anyway, took a carload up. It was CWE. Car broke down, so I ended up transporting like AJ Sanchez sitting up front in this little 2009 Kia Rio. Keep in mind. Martin Payne was sitting behind me from Austria. Alex Zwicker was in the middle, and then I don't want to butcher his name, but Vinny Da Vinci, I believe. He's a wrestler out of Ontario. So this car is filled to the brim with stuff. So 7-hour drive, we get there. I never thought I was going to be put in a match, and then Danny Duggan puts me in a match, in a tag match. Oh, cool. Okay, yeah. You're going up against you're going to be paired up with Psychosis, who was the name on the tour. Okay, and you're going up against Martin Payne and Alex Ace from Spain. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Make the entrance. The crowd, like, it's in a high school gym. The crowd was on so much fire. They were just so excited to have wrestling. And as soon as I made my entrance, like, it was nothing but cheers, and I was just throwing right back, like, oh my god, you guys don't even know me and you're cheering me. Let's go. Had a lot of fun with that crowd. and like they were behind me the entire time I was getting beaten up. And like it was a real good testament on how I can connect with a crowd, like just based off an entrance and then just soaking everything up. So yeah, Prince George was a crazy crowd.
Nice. But a few more minutes left, I think.
Yeah, so you have a last question, or Lumberjack? Do you want to take? Because I know you got to get out of here pretty soon. Is there anything like you want to, get off your chest? Whether it's maybe you want to ask anybody else, but like what is the one thing you can say about Lumberjack Larry before you do head back to your axe chopping spree, so to speak?
or back to his neck of the woods, you could say.
Yeah.
Honestly, damn. I honestly wouldn't be the man I am today if it wasn't for my friends helping me out with this. I know this whole wrestling thing can and will be tough, and I've seen some pretty tough times, but honestly, it's been my friends that helped me out through this entire process. Every single member of the Rads, you, Parrish, Maniac, like anyone that I've ever had the pleasure of having a conversation with in some way or form, they've always been able to help me out, even if I'm trying. Unfortunately, we all deal with politics sometimes, right? So dealing with that, or dealing with like the mentality of not being able to think that I'm not in the spot that I want to be in, kind of deal. And then just overcoming all of that with all the love and support of the friends, family, fans. Like I'm honestly blown away. I've never been blown away like this in pro wrestling yet, because my phone's been blowing up for the last 2 days of just people congratulating, and I'm still like, what? Thanks, guys. Like,
we got Basser saying as he sits in his garage with his Red Rads foam finger on the wall, he said that was a great interview, Larry, and we'll be cheering for you, champ. And the monkey business portion of the show just came about because Barry Monkey's up in the house now, so we never know what kind of comments are going to be coming in for the rest of the program.
Yeah, as we spare you from that, we'll throw up your socials. If you're not getting lost in the woods, where can we find you on the social media?
You can find me on Instagram, X, whatever it's called. That's at rad_lumberjack. And then on Instagram, it's lumberjack Larry _Larry Woods. There we go.
Good thing for that ticker.
Yeah.
And my phone number is
we'll post that at the end of the program.
And your Tinder profile. Yeah. And then, of course, we have that email at lumberjacklarrywoods@gmail.com for all the booking info. So if you want to book the new Grand Champion from Love Pro Wrestling, Lumberjack Larry Woods, give him that, send him that email, and try to get lost in the woods yourself. Larry, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Have a good rest of your day, and
come back anytime.
Yeah, but who are the Eagles playing today? Who are the Eagles playing today?
Oh goodness. I gotta think about that. Oh, Washington.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, go Commanders. But until then, have a great day, and thank you for
Hey, thanks for everything, guys. I really appreciate this. So you guys have a good rest of the week. Rest of everything. That's all I'm telling you. Thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. And Melball, show's not over. Just Larry's taking off, and the
Yeah, it's just me going. I'm all
the champ has champ things to do.
That's right.
Can't hold them for a while, right? Like
a couple non-champs. We're gonna keep this thing going for quite some time.
Yeah. We're going to actually play the calendar for everyone just to see what we have coming up this week at our local establishment. So check this out as we kind of reset for part 2 of episode 63.
Yeah, that's the calendar and what we got coming up this week. Very busy week for us here at our local establishment. Make sure you're following along on all things. And again, good morning to you, Astrid, as you came in just before the calendar started up. Josh saying, great guest, fellas. Yeah, Lumberjack Larry has been fantastic. And looks like Mel Ball's got to take off as well, too, to go hit the gym. Have fun at the gym, Mel. Thanks for stopping by as well. Bastard's got some sort of picture that I can't see because my old man eyes don't see that clearly. And we got the co-host of Turnbuckle Talk and also the reigning, defending Twitch trivia champion of the world right here, Chris Best, CBRS Entertainment, that you'll see on the Monday Night Raw watch along. I'm way late to the party, but good afternoon, gentlemen. All you missed was our amazing interview with Lumberjack Larry Woods. How dare you, Chris?
Yeah. All you missed was everything. No, I'm just kidding. Well, thanks for coming by. We appreciate that. And yeah. Bobby, what in the world of wrestling this week kind of caught your eyes as before we go anywhere?
Oh, what caught my eyes?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have no topics. I didn't do anything. I banked it all on the Lumberjack. But before we do that, if by chance you need a little bit of rest, because I know I do. I'm rolling on the 2 hours of sleep because, babies. And if you need a little pick-me-up, make sure you go and check out our friends at RogueEnergy.com and get yourself some of their amazing product, as the Ruby Splash is now in stock and selling quite fast. So make sure that not only do you grab yourself a nice little bucket of Ruby Splash, but when you're on the checkout, you hit our promo code OLEPODS and you just save yourself 10% on your order. And make sure that you remember that it's just not on the first order you can save 10%. It's on all orders. OLEPODS in your checkout. Make sure you're doing that just to save yourself a little bit of that moolah.
Yeah, Barry saying lumberjack. He was a lumberjack. I've cut 3 trees down. I could have asked saw advice. Well,
you could have.
Well,
you could have.
Yeah. But World of Professional Wrestling. What caught my eye? Well, MLW announced the main event for MLW Fightland this week, and it wasn't the match between Matt Cardona and Alex Kane that we would have suspected after what we saw. Alex Kane will actually be defending the MLW World Heavyweight Championship on November 18th at Fightland against Jacob Fatu. So that's a nice, tasty little main event matchup that we're getting there from MLW. So that'll be, a key focus of the MLW watch along tailgate party that we do.
Do you think that match was done as a thank you to Jacob Fatu, and maybe this could be his last hurrah with the company?
That's exactly what I feel it is. I feel it was they've only got that amount of time left. So they, instead of building towards something, they're like, look, Fatu put Kane over on the way out. Thank you, Fatu, for everything. Now go on and be the star that you're going to become.
Yeah, and also as we know, like we were rumoring about last week, it is official now. Alexander Hammerstone did ask for his release to the company.
Yep.
So he is looking on his way out, as Bobby Stats asked us earlier, where we envision him going. Where do you envision Alexander Hammerstone going post MLW?
I think he'd be a good fit for WWE, but whether or not they reach out to him is another question. I think the easy one that's going to reach out to him would definitely be an AEW or TNA wrestling. I think TNA wrestling would be good for him to start at. Do some work with TNA, do some work with NWA, even kind of mix it up a little, those places, before making that decision to slap down a big contract on, 4 or 5 years of your career, possibly, 3 minimum. But, I'm certain if WWE came knocking, I can't imagine he's going to turn that down.
Yeah,
just a thought. I mean, I'm not Hammerstone. I can't decide for him, but it's just an assumption I'd make.
Well, you can now. That's what we're doing. No, I agree. I think short term right now, like I think that's the right play for him. I mean, if I was him, I would definitely look at my options. You have to, of course. If one of the big two of AEW or WWE calls, it'd be hard to say no. Unless the situation just doesn't match with what you want. But the money's probably gonna, and then some. But I think from a success point, I would love to see him in TNA. I think him against like a walking weapon. I think him just against almost anybody there, even Alex Shelley, the champion there. Moose, like a multitude of people you can easily put him in the ring with, and it would be very new, very fresh, very interesting, just like it would be for anyone. But I do think it would actually help his stock rise to a better payday with one of those big twos, opposed to if he signed it right away.
Okay, and I am seeing a report here, and take it with a grain of salt because we don't know what's going on, and I'm just reading from wrestling headlines. I don't know the credibility of them, but saying that currently MLW has denied Hammerstone's request. So in doing that, Hammerstone is a guy on the sidelines because he's severed his interest in the company. They've gone and made it even worse by saying no. So yeah, it's rough there. Barry Monkey, I wonder if NWA's rumored TV deal and expansion is true, if that might be a good fit, be on ground floor of something new. Damn straight. And I think that's what I mentioned at the start of Ring Respect Radio with Papa Smokes, is that Hammerstone would be a great fit to help Billy Corgan make that a more legitimized thing for a bigger network like the CW that, the claim is that they're going to be moving over to, which is huge. So I think Hammerstone, while not got it doesn't have that credibility of a name with, say, an average fan, not someone who doesn't watch outside the big two or so, might not know who Hammerstone is, but once they see him on a more national level, I don't think it'll take much for somebody like Billy Corgan to get him over in the company. And Astrid mentioning hoping Shelley's injury isn't worse. We never hope injuries are worse than they see. Like, injuries in wrestling are horrible. I hate watching something and seeing somebody get into an injury because witnessing it, I don't wish that on people. So it's tough to see it. The backlash they're going to take, that someone's going to take when an injury happens. Either they were the one that caused it or the other person screwed up. And I don't like that backlash from fans either, because it's a tough thing to do and mistakes will happen.
And the problem too is that when you speculate, you don't necessarily know the exact reason or the information of why something even happened. So when you speculate, you just open up a can of worms that may or may not be the most suitable thing for you moving forward. But all we can say is we hope Alex Shelley does return, because I like myself some peanut butter Shelley time. So yeah, as Bobby has to just step right out, I'm going to say he has to take number 2 because he probably had a chip buddy. And if you guys have seen that thing, flat out how disgusting that is. But yeah, no, one thing I know that I'm hoping for in terms of just the MLW scene going back. I'm really curious to see kind of that next show if Alex Kane and Jacob Fatu is in that show when we're going to see maybe somebody like Becca get it and maybe an opportunity to come back and actually wrestle for that women's title, because I think that is a very, very hot commodity right now. The phrase "strike when the iron's hot" I think applies with Becca right now. I think she's doing a lot of great work, especially on social media. So just from MLW's point, our side, I hope they do something there. Astrid, if you can, what exactly was the injury, to be exact, with Alex Shelley? What exactly did he sustain? As that part I do not know. And until we get that, yeah, if anybody has something that they that caught their eye during this week of professional wrestling, or maybe something they're looking forward to, like this Saturday's maybe Crown Jewel event, which a lot of people choose not to take part in watching it because of the reason why they do shows in Saudi Arabia. But if you just like wrestling cards, this is shaping up to be a pretty decent show. Are you okay? Because I assume that you had to go number 2 because you had a chip buddy before the broadcast.
No chip buddies today. No, it's
okay.
just it's because I'm drinking. I'm old and I'm drinking our non-sponsored OLE drink of the day. So my bladder takes a little bit of a brow beating, being of the age that I am. So
I mean, it is hashtag OLE all day. So we gotta always remember that. But
OLE all day.
I didn't come up with that. That is true. But yeah, no, we're just I was saying one thing about what I hope MLW does is understand that that there's a really good time to kind of like capitalize on Becca right now. I think that the phrase "strike when the iron hot" is really applying there, and I would like to see her kind of get her flowers and maybe a match for the championship soon as well.
It'd be curious now that they put it on. I believe it's Janai Kai is the name there. The kick demon, who fantastic, by the way, and the presentation has been great.
Yeah.
But yeah, strike while the iron's hot. The more you keep Becca off TV in any capacity, the more you hold back on that rise that she's got going on for herself. So I think sooner rather than later, they need Becca back on MLW programming, and so hopefully that'll be at this next event. Maybe she isn't immediately the one in the title picture, but at least if she gets back out there, then it'll be an opportunity to build to that possibly for December. I think they've got something going down in December as well, too, right before the Christmas break.
And Chris Best has sent update on that, Parrish. I will be able to join you on Saturday. Yeah, just so if people are knowing, I will be doing a live watch along to Crown Jewel on Saturday. November 4th. So if by chance I'm going to be doing this exclusively on my own Twitch. So if you want to come by and enjoy it with us, feel free. Anybody is really welcome. But just let me know. And it'll be a little fun time. And then that'll be prior to the paper reviews that will follow here on our local establishment side.
And Barry, I guess our Twitch blocked your word of the day there, my man. So, oh well.
But we'll get back to you if we have any reports about it.
I can see right there. It was blocked. Our Autobot blocked you, Barry. You naughty person.
Yeah. How about you take some shampoo to your and then soap to your comments and clean yourself up, Barry.
So yeah.
I'm just actually looking at because I did ask Astrid about what the injury was for Alex Shelley, as I did not know the exact part of it, so I'm just kind of catching up on that now. But one of the reports I did hear about is Randy Orton actually potentially closer to a return than anything. And just out of curiosity, if you were to find somebody getting hit by an RKO out of nowhere soon, who would you like that person to be?
To get hit by an RKO out of nowhere right now, I think you're going to get a big pop if it were to happen to somebody like Grayson Waller. clearly, if he was right in the middle of a Waller effect or something, and unexpectedly Randy Orton pops in and RKO's his ass, then I think that would be a good pop. But if you're looking to set up a big storyline for or something at the top of the game for him, I mean, people will also lose their shit if he went and did that to Roman. But do we need Randy and Roman again?
See, I was going to kind of go a similar path, but I have a different destination. I'm going to go with Gunther.
Okay, interesting.
I think that would be a very credible opponent for Gunther, and I think that would be a very interesting type of match. Gunther is right now kind of running through the division. Well, what if Randy Orton wants an attempt for the first championship he ever got in WWE? Yeah, and there's a rumor that he could be in War Games. As Astrid, I thank you for sending that. It was a muscle, a torn muscle in the calf for Alex Shelley.
Ouch.
That sucks.
That really does.
Yeah, if anybody's ever had like a strain in kind of in your lower leg and your foot, that's very uncomfortable. I can only imagine what muscle issues would be, because you don't realize how many muscles on your feet you use on a daily thing until you actually mess up.
Bastard saying, bum the Riddle couldn't hold it together long enough for an Orton return and double cross. I'm going to be blunt with you, Bastard. I'm not sure anybody wanted that anymore. Would have been a good match. Yeah, it would have been good, but yeah.
You're telling me you wouldn't have marijuana that?
Oh, it would have been funny. It would have been funny.
Yeah.
As long as the match had a stipulation that you had to win in under 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah, beat the clock challenge, and
yeah,
that's what they win it on.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I think too it's good for anyone to kind of, if he's come back, he's on his own now. It's been a while since he's done anything on his own, so he's kind of fresh. Plus, I kind of want to hear that new theme in an arena and see how it kind of goes. You can only hear it so many times and kind of be like, don't know if I like it as much as the other version, but I want to hear it in front of a crowd. That'd be very interesting.
Well, and now with the rise of some of the new faces around there too. I mean, there's a fresh crop of matches for Randy Orton. Like, we haven't seen Randy Orton in LA Knight, and I mean, let's not kid ourselves. People would love to see that, except maybe Barry Monkey, but that goes without saying.
Now, it's actually funny because we had Lumberjack Larry Woods on, and he was somebody going into the event on Friday. Not a lot of people thought he was walking out as champion. You mentioned LA Knight. What are your percentages about LA Knight walking out Saudi Arabia, the new WWE Universal World Champion?
I still say you got to say that the odds are not in his favor at all, because the way this has been designed and everything, you got to imagine that the company still holds up the idea that they want Roman to beat as many records as Roman can. And that, the push towards beating Hogan's longest reign has got to be fresh in their minds. And in order to do that, he does have to retain against LA Knight this coming Saturday. At the same time, the sinister part of me is like, it's professional wrestling. And if ever there was a time to throw a curveball a fan's way, this is the time to do it. LA Knight is red hot. You're going into this big show in Saudi Arabia. Obviously, people are going to be paying attention. If there was ever that time, or especially with this new company behind it all, maybe they're sitting there going, this guy's a merch mover, and he's there week after week. He pops your ratings. Pull the trigger. And we could get that shock, but I got to say that it would still be like a 1 in a million odds for LA Knight to do it. But part of the wrestling side of me says, this is your opportunity.
1 in a million. So you're saying there's a chance. And LA Knight said he only needs one chance against Roman Reigns. A very interesting kind of phrase I heard, or not a phrase, but an interview that I heard yesterday. When Vince McMahon was interviewed, he was being asked about the Saudi deal, and he kept referring to it being WWE's home now, which I thought was interesting. If if that's what he meant, because he wasn't really descriptive. He never said the phrase Saudi Arabia is home. He just kept saying this is home now. So it could have been taken out of context about it maybe being Saudi Arabia, TKO, whatever the case may be. I'm going to play devil's advocate and say that he was referring to Saudi Arabia. And if that's the case, would Saudi Arabia this Saturday not be the most perfect time to do something absolutely groundbreaking and huge that maybe nobody is expecting?
They'd blow up the damn internet. You can guarantee that, because the second that trigger gets pulled, everybody watching is going to be all over social media talking about it. Then everybody's their interest is going to peak. Even the ones that didn't pay attention are going to be, oh, son of a bitch. Like, I missed the moment when Roman Reigns finally got beat, kind of thing. And it's going to be talked about for quite some time. So we know that's going to happen regardless of when it does occur. And everyone keeps saying about, like, you know, WrestleMania, you know, there's thoughts that it could be Roman and The Rock. This would be a great opportunity to take the belt off of Roman and not have him have a belt match with The Rock, because you don't need that.
No.
In fact, it makes it a little bit more obvious on the booking if Roman has a belt going into the match with The Rock at WrestleMania. So I believe that the best, you know, plan of attack would be to get the belt off him prior to that, but they might be looking to keep breaking those records. We've said it before. We thought that Cody was the perfect opportunity for them to pull the trigger, and they didn't do it. So who knows with WWE right now? It's tough to predict.
Barry Monkey comes in and said, I really wanted to ask Lumberjack Larry for advice on anything to put on a saw blade if storing it in an outside shed over winter. That's an answer. Just go ask your local assistant over at your Home Depot.
And you got to understand, too, is Larry's a lumberjack in the Great Woods here in Canada. So there's a big difference between protecting your saw blade in the deep colds of minus 40 Celsius versus, you know, the drizzles of rains that you get over there in the UK over the wintertime.
They get cold, right? I mean,
most of my relatives have come over here just to see snow for the first time in their lives.
I tried, Barry. I tried. But yeah, no, it'd be very curious, kind of to see what they do with LA Knight. I would love to see a dusty finish. I am begging for WWE to give me a dusty finish for someone during a Roman Reigns match. I wanted one for Sami Zayn. I wanted one for Cody. Give me one for LA Knight. Something. I think it'd just be amazing to kind of just see what the reaction would be, even if it's a tease of Roman Reigns losing his title. I think there is money to that, and possibly even more heat for Roman if he's able to escape that one, especially if that was a time where maybe he doesn't have the bloodline to help him. I think that'd be very interesting.
Barry saying he remembers one day last winter there was a light frost, so he knows cold. Parrish, we should go take a picture of the outdoors right now and just see if Barry can make comparisons.
I just know how cold they get when I call it soccer. So yeah.
Oh, it hurts. It hurts.
Hey, if you're really frozen, let it go. But moving on.
You American football loving fan.
Yeah, that's right. My team's losing too, by the way, so that's fun.
So is my English football team. By 3 fucking goals now. Oh, sorry.
Get it together, Robert.
Well, I'm turning those stats off because I don't want to see the rest of that.
I even had to use your full name on that one.
Wash your mouth out with soap, young man.
Yeah. I'm good, and then I'm gonna clean up Barry Monkey's comments with that same bar of soap. My lord, why do you have to put all this work on me? Don't you know I want to be lazy? 69 minutes on. Nice.
Of course you go there.
Oh, well, I mean, we have to segue some way.
Speaking of, I think we've decided when we're doing the Golden Buster Awards now.
We have. We are doing it at episode 69.
Six more episodes away.
Yeah. It's just too nice otherwise. So, yeah, the Golden Busters will be brought to you on episode 69 because you deserve it.
Because we're childish like that.
Yeah. We like to make inappropriate humor jokes because we're immature.
It's like Bill and Ted's excellent podcast.
With poop jokes.
There we go. Yeah, 69 dudes.
But one more match, I think, on okay, thank you. Boys, did you have Larry booked prior to the title? Or was it last minute?
Shut up, bastard.
What a great. Let's just say that he's a friend of mine, and when he won the title, I said, "Hey, man, do you want to come in and check out, or have a chance to kind of tell your story?" And he's like, "Anything for you, bro." Yeah. So, but don't worry, we were given permission to do it. We aren't going to be respectful and try to do anything dirty like that. So we had nothing but permission from the people over at Love Pro Wrestling. So it is all good. And just like Olay, it is all day. Barry Monkey coming in saying, talking of crown jewels, episode 69. Nice. If they want to break the internet, have one of the women come to the ring with an exposed kneecap. How dare you?
So scandalous, Barry.
That comment should be banned. You are.
Yeah. Come on, bot. What are we doing here?
I should put him in time. That would be hilarious. I'm not gonna, but Barry, I'm not gonna.
But... The old Olay bot missed that one. I can't believe it.
The bot is buying some soap, and he's like, "Man, I gotta do groceries now."
We're putting him in overtime working today.
First, people keep getting me to do all these AI impressions. Now I got to do groceries.
It's like, I got a 7-day week next week, you bastards. Leave me alone.
The bot doesn't even know what day he's on.
He's like, you've been doing this to me for over a year now, and I haven't been paid a cent. You're right.
But yeah, do you think we're going to see a title change at Crown Jewel at all? Like in any of the titles?
Oh, what are the other ones? You're going to have to refresh me here.
Okay. Well, I actually do have the entire match card on here because I actually have graphics. So we do have Roman Reigns versus LA Knight for the WWE Universal Undisputed Championship. We have Io Sky defending her women's championship against Bianca Belair, who is getting that rematch finally, which I kind of like because it's fresh again. Now they took a lot of time in between. You have Rhea Ripley defending her championship in a fatal 5-way match against Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, heel Kevin's favorite Nia Jax, and Raquel Rodriguez.
That would be such a cheap way to take it off Rhea. I don't hope that doesn't happen.
And we also have John Cena versus Solo Sikoa. We have Cody Rhodes going up against Damian Priest. And then for the United States title, we have Rey Mysterio going up against Astrid's favorite Puerto Rican, Logan Paul.
That one, the title's changing hand, 100%.
And
Logan
also
Paul is winning that belt.
Yeah, and then also we have Seth Rollins defending his championship against Drew McIntyre. And I think that one could be interesting.
That one's not changing either, in my opinion. Logan's winning. Logan's taking that belt 100%. My other one that is a maybe is Bianca beating Io Sky, because it doesn't feel like they've really ignited much with Io Sky since winning the belt. Mm-hmm. So I think that there was more in the chase with that one than there was with the run. And I think that putting it on Bianca is a safer move for the company again than it would be to continue with Io moving forward currently.
Yeah. I'm very curious on kind of what they do because in recent weeks on SmackDown, Charlotte was helped by Bianca before getting this match. It was when Charlotte lost her championship match against Io. So it's very interesting that maybe there is a partnership there. I always have to wonder, is this going to be the show where we see the actual debut inside of a ring of Jade Cargill? I think that's always something we got to always have in the back of our heads now. And then, yeah, I mean, I just also wonder, going back to my comment about if they wanted to do something big at Saudi Arabia, Damian Priest cash-in is always there. And I think keeping things in the back of your head, that's always going to be in the back of my head until it's happened. But just like you, I'm very much sold that Logan Paul is walking out the U.S. champion, just like Chris Best has alluded to, especially when Rey Mysterio has compared Logan to his son Dominic, and they've done some things there. I 100% think that Dominic Mysterio is costing his dad the championship at Crown Jewel.
Either way, I mean, I still think Logan Paul, they're going to pull that trigger on a title like that. Logan getting prime plates on the belt will be David Arquette level backlash. The only problem is that Logan Paul at this point is light years ahead of where Arquette was, because Arquette was still not a wrestler at that point. I mean, granted, he is now, but that took a long time. Make Logan Paul fight someone average, see how good he really is, and not being carried by the veterans. Yeah, but those veterans have not been able to carry some other people in the past. Logan Paul, he gets it. Don't get me wrong, he gets it. He's still green because he's still very new and hasn't had that experience, but he does get it at the same time. And I think you can attest to that too, Parrish.
I was just going to say, that's exactly how it works on the independent level. Yeah, you get a lot of matches and you get your reps in with people kind of at a similar kind of level as you, if you want to use that phrase. I actually hate it because really everyone's different. You can always learn. You don't always learn from the best. You can learn from somebody. You can learn your best thing from somebody who's actually maybe horrible at something and just learning how not to do something, and that's could be their best advice. But this is a great way of using Logan Paul, because now you see kind of from day one when he started in WWE to present day now, there is a confidence, there's a swagger about Logan Paul, and he understands it. And I think that has a lot to do with the advice and the direction and the way that he was used. And I think a lot more people want to see this version of Logan Paul stand on his own 2 feet opposed to day one.
For sure, yeah. And looking at it, like, okay, maybe he hasn't had that kind of that mid-level, but this might be his opportunity. Give him the belt and see what he does with that. See what happens when he gets guys that are in that mid to upper mid card level trying to go after that belt, and see how he carries himself as a champion. So it's his opportunity to shine on that level that you're alluding to, Barry. And I think that that's what the company wants. Aside from the obvious, what they want, he's a name. He puts eyes on their product that don't normally tune in.
Yeah, and it'd be very interesting if he won the title, because I can definitely see perhaps a rematch with Rey, but also maybe this is the opportunity where you can upgrade Santos Escobar into that discussion for the Intercontinental Championship. But then also, I would love to see Kevin Owens versus Logan Paul for that IC title. I think that just creates a very fresh matchup. And right now, there's something about what Kevin Owens is doing that is just entertaining. And whether it's him saying, "Oh no," to Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, "I can punch you both at the same time with one punch. I can do it." And then Jamie Noble coming in, and he's like, "I can do it, right?" He's like, "Yeah, I think you can do it." And then he walks away. Two are talking smack. He comes in and he does it. And he's like, "See, I can do it. Jamie, I did it. Jamie, did he?" Like, one of the funniest segments I saw on SmackDown. But at the same time, like a light switch, Kevin Owens can turn that into a serious fight. And I think that's what Logan Paul does need. He needs someone to kind of take him to that fight.
Yeah, I don't think it hurts having veterans carry a guy that, brings eyes on the product and can go out there and have great matches with them. Logan Paul might be an attraction, and maybe it's not worth putting a main title on him, but the US title, certainly. I think that's a great move for the company. I think it'll help elevate that scene for the time that he is the champion. Again, especially if he goes out there and surprises people again with ability to perform with people that you might consider to be more mid-card talent.
Yeah, and that's just it. Like, it's Bowser finishing his boxing match and called out Ray, believes he's in the hall for this. Like, and I think that's just it. What does this guy have to do to prove to people that he does care and he does want to be in WWE? Yeah, he does other ventures, and that's just. I mean, if you're going to hate Logan Paul for having other ventures, then you got to hate Pat McAfee for doing the same thing, because he has essentially left WWE to do other ventures as well. You got to hate Dwayne Johnson for doing the same thing. John Cena at time. Yeah. So it is, to me, I think that's just, I don't know. It's weird. If you don't like Logan Paul because you just can't get into him, or you just don't like him in the ring, completely different story and completely logical. I understand that. But I go back and saying I have a lot more time for the product of Logan Paul today than I did day one.
And I have a lot more time for it than I do for a lot of people who have put time into the business, to be honest. Because I think there's people that disrespect the business despite having years in it, versus Logan Paul, who I feel he gets it and cares enough for me to believe that he's not respecting it and spitting in the face of the legacy of professional wrestling.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's one of those things where now that he's a wrestler, when things happen to him, I find like I'm more defensive of him now, which is weird. It's just the loyalty to the boys. I don't know, it's weird. But after coming in saying I don't like Logan as a person, just like Bad Bunny, they have gained my respect as they have put in time and train before and doing their matches, and then bringing new eyes to the product. And
exactly.
That's just exactly right. And people have to realize, like, it's a different machine when you're dealing with the WWE. The WWE is going to hire you for a completely different reason than maybe an AEW will, or a TNA will, or an MLW, or a local independent company will. WWE may have a need for an area, and they bring in somebody like Bad Bunny. Now look at Puerto Rico and the success they have there. You don't think Bad Bunny was a reason for that bridge to be to have there? I'll tell you, you're wrong. I think that was huge, especially with his music as well. And that's just a crossover that companies like WWE need. And we have never seen a time in wrestling, especially in WWE, where we see this many crossover athletes at the same time.
Yeah. Just wait. Now with the merger with TKO, Endeavor, blah, 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 blah. That's, I mean, they're right at the footsteps of having UFC people just drop on in.
Do you think it would be more ironic if the first WrestleMania to be held after this merger, if that was the one in Hollywood?
It could have got interesting for sure. I mean, it'd be great if they would have held off, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We'll see what happens, but WrestleMania sounds like it's going to be pretty interesting this year.
Yeah. In just a few months, we got the road to WrestleMania starting at the Royal Rumble. That's in January. Can't believe it's been a year since I went to the Rumble. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Well, which means it's been about a year since OLE started broadcasting shows. We just reached over 1 year as a company, and it's been fantastic. All the great contributors that we have here and the great opinions that they bring to the table each and every show, each and every week. It's a wonderful group, and proud to be able to share the screen with the many people here.
Yeah, and for the ones that are on our Twitch, if you're one of the 236 followers, we say thank you so very much. We definitely cannot do this without you. And if you're one of the 300 plus on YouTube,
305 as of this morning.
305. We thank you. But I'm going to challenge everyone. I'm going to challenge the 236 on Twitch. I'm going to challenge the 305 on YouTube. Don't let that number be a number. Challenge that to show the next 236, to show that next 305, kind of, why pulling up a stool and enjoying our local establishment is the right move for them. This is why it's very important that if you're on the Twitch, you're hitting that subscribe button, you're hitting those likes, those channel points you have, you play those, you make the broadcast a little bit more entertaining. And if you're on the YouTube side, make sure you're hitting that like, you're hitting that notification bell. You're getting an alert every time we're going live. Very important. If you can, and if you're willing to, go that little extra and do some subbing, do some subscription. All that goes a long way, and we very much appreciate it.
Yeah. As Basser saying, Parrish told me, don't let that number be a number, or my brain isn't working anymore. So, Basser, I've got a song that plays in beautifully to this here comment. I take a toke that all my dreams go up in smoke.
That one.
Yeah, not that one. You can't even get the pointing right.
Well, I mean, you said toke and I got confused.
You got a contact high through me this morning.
Yeah. My lights fell.
And the lights are out. Okay, that'll do.
That's why we need subscription, people. We are losing power here. That is what's going on. But yeah, Bobby, you have anything else you want to talk about, or should we look at the raid machine?
I think it's time to look at the raid machine, my man. I think it's about that time of the day. So
all right,
it's totally your call this Sunday. It's a very short list today.
Well, I mean, I think we go to Nia Jack's number one fan, our good friend Heel Kevin.
Good call.
It's been a while, and I think it'd be a great time to kind of show the love right back to Heel Kevin. So, we'll be rating Heel Kevin very shortly. When you do, let him know who sent you. It was Bobby Munson. It was Chris Parrish. It was the Brunch Busters.
And, of course, Nia Jax sent them there, too.
Yeah, more importantly, it was Nia Jax.
Yeah.
So you'll be there now. And then if anybody here is on the YouTube side, we again thank you. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. We want to see as many likes as there are people at the very least. But if more, possibly more. But Bobby, where can the good people find you, and what do you have coming up?
Well, you're going to be able to check out my ticker below. And no, I'm not Lumberjack Larry Woods. But I like what you tried to pull there. I tried. I am Bobby Munson, and that's where you can find me down below at those different locations. What do I got coming up? Of course, this week, as always, I got Thursday night with my video bro, Mr. Papa Smokes, with another edition of Ring of Respect Radio coming at you. Of course, then we've got next Sunday with Busting Out. Any other appearances? I don't know as of yet, but we'll see. The week is still very young. How about yourself, Parrish?
That is. And you can follow me on all the socials that are scrolling on your screen there. If you want to see me, join me and Chris Best at OMD and the Golden Voice, Carl Carafella, as we have a live watch along to Monday Night Raw tomorrow night. So come check that out. It's always fun. It's just the boys having fun. So if you want to be part of that group, come right ahead. Everyone's welcome to join the boys. It's just a phrase. It doesn't matter. But if you like Monday Night Raw, come have some fun. And then, of course, on Wednesday, you can see myself and Ed Fries, the co-host, had taken over. Co-host Marvel Snap, but at the same time, he is season 2 winner of Wrestle Draft Live at around the 10 p.m., 10:30 Eastern time frame on Wednesday. It's all dependent on what time I get home from my work. That is the honesty for you. And then, of course, next Sunday, we're back, busting out 64. We got to do an N64 theme. It's way too obvious. Maybe
we just, because it's an N64 theme, we find a way to hit up some sort of N64 game type thing on Sunday.
I guarantee you will see an N64 next week.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
But yeah, this Saturday, though, actually this Friday, Ed Fries and I will be bringing out paper previews as we will previewing Crown Jewel.
Ooh.
And then on Saturday on my live Twitch, I will be doing a live watch along of Crown Jewel, and that will be followed by back over at our local establishment paper reviews of that same event. Remember, it is a different time. It is a lot earlier in the morning, depending on where you live. So make sure that you're checking it out and you're taking the time to pay attention to the time, because it is not standard time this Saturday.
Yeah, but that's
So that was important to say.
Yeah, good call. Good call.
You know, we want views, so we got to let people be informed, right?
That's right.
It sounded like a smart thing to do.
Well, how about this? How about everybody keep informed, keep special, keep smiling, have a good rest of your day, because until next Sunday, you've been busted.